Hi, welcome to our channel, or welcome back to our channel.
And more importantly, look at us now. We got a podcast. What are we doing here? I'm Austin.
And I'm Emily. We
And
have
what are we doing
been,
here?
yeah, what are we doing here? We have been friends since seventh grade, so 13. We are now 18.
That's scary.
And he's not sick of me yet, which is crazy.
You know, I
Um,
think that I think if we didn't find each other,
no,
there
but
would
like,
be issues because we're basically the same
I
person.
was about to say, the thing is, I'm so happy we found each other because you are the male version of me. Like, it's
Yeah, no.
insane. It's
And then
insane.
it, we will torment everybody else in the room with us because nobody else understands
I
our
feel like
freak. They don't
I
match our freak.
I feel so bad for like our parents when they're in the same room with us because they're just like, "Oh my God."
Oh yeah, no, they don't they're concerned probably.
Anyways,
So yeah,
that's
welcome.
us.
You've joined the friend group.
You have joined the friend group. This is just essentially a place where we're gonna chill, we're gonna talk, essentially just filming our FaceTime calls because we do FaceTime all the time.
We were on FaceTime
Um,
before this,
we were
playing
on FaceTime before this playing
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
And if
um,
somebody tries to tell me that Minecraft is for kids, it's not.
Oh, fight me. Literally fight me. Minecraft or Roblox, I play, okay? So if you think it's for kids,
You've joined the wrong podcast.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
Minecraft is you do it in I don't know if it's just me, but I do it in phases. Like I'll like forget about it
hyperfixation.
and then I pick up on it.
My light.
Like I do that with The Sims too. I'll spend like a whole like a couple like 2 weeks playing The Sims and then I'll drop it and then I'll come back.
Hyperfixation. Hyperfixation.
It's
That's the word.
so fun. It's like you rediscovered it.
Yeah.
So, we've got a few things to talk about today.
Yeah, we do have a few things planned. Do you want to start with this is something
This was a
Austin
very 11th hour thing that I put into the
Yeah, this is something
script.
Austin decided on like an hour ago. Um The thing is, when we did our segments, is like we both know what each other are doing, but we don't know like the actual content. If
We
that
don't know
makes
the
sense.
nitty-gritty of it.
So we wanted it to be live reactions. So like Austin decided last minute he wanted to do a segment as an opener of his Emily stories. I don't know what they are. Obviously, I was there. You would think. um,
But you don't know what I'm
but
going to
I don't know
say.
what stories he's gonna bring up. So why don't we start with that? What are your Emily stories to me
Okay,
as
so
first?
let's take it back to when we first met.
Oh.
7th grade, right before COVID. We were in 7th grade when COVID hit. Um,
Yeah.
so we met through a mutual friend,
Did we?
PE class.
Oh. I thought it was more our geography class.
So that comes after.
Right.
I remember I had to go through my photo album, a like camera roll of just
Oh.
pictures that we took, and that kind of refreshed my mind.
Yeah.
So, PE, we had a mutual friend. We didn't really know each other. We knew the friend, obviously.
Mhm.
So, we were just there. Um, Emily and I were both not big fans of PE class. Is that okay to say?
We're unathletic to say the least.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Um, and we really bonded because it was the three of us and we had to do the mile run.
And so I had promised, can I butt in?
Yeah.
I had promised this friend to walk with me the whole time
Mm-hmm.
because I don't run. I refuse. Still at
Mm-mm.
the ripe age of 18. I exercise, I work out, but I refuse to run.
I
So
will
I made
only run
her,
if something is chasing me, and
yeah,
even then, that is
literally.
a bet that you could not place money on.
And so I made this friend promise me not to run. And then me and Austin started talking, and she took that as an opportunity.
She left,
She
and
started
Emily and I were the last people to finish the mile run because we walked the entire mile.
and
We
that's
got yelled
how
at by the PE teacher, too.
we would we would we would stop, or no, we would walk, and then he would be like, "Come on, guys, let's go!" And we would run past him, and then like right after we got past him, like still in his line of vision, we would stop and start walking
Yeah.
again. It was so
No,
funny
we were the last ones. We were the.
because
I'm
like it
pretty
was
sure
like
we were one of the
20 minutes.
last.
Yeah, and
Because
we gave.
I think we have a record long time still probably standing at that school.
We do not care. We did not care.
Yeah, and then we just started hanging out in PE because that's the only class we had. Because I was in a different geography class.
This was seventh grade.
Yeah, but I was in a different geography class for the first couple of weeks of the first, well, first week of school.
Did you have?
Um, yeah. So
Oh.
I was there, and I did not like. I stepped in that class, and the vibe was not it for me.
Oh yeah, no. A lot. You can say that. A lot of people say that.
And I was like, "Oh, I hate my afternoons." And I remember you butted in and went, "My afternoons are great." And I was like, "Gee, thanks."
I had no sense of like I don't know if it's empathy, but like I like he like tells me the stuff that he remembered and I'm like, "Damn. Like I was awful. Why were you friends with me?" I went through some changes in high school and in middle school like a lot of people do.
After
Um
COVID, definitely there was like a. I
yeah.
remember when you came back from when we were doing hybrid and you showed up and you. I don't remember. I just remember you bringing a poppet to lunch. And I was like, I've never had a poppet, so you threw it to me because we were at desks 6 feet apart eating in the cafeteria.
Oh my god, I remember
Remember
that.
that? We were up in the front corner and you sat diagonal from me, and I was like, I've never had a poppet, and you like
Oh,
frisbeed it to me.
damn.
And then I was like, poppets are pretty cool. So, yeah. But,
Isn't that when
uh,
I like dropped?
what?
Isn't that when I like trauma dumped on you?
I think so, yeah. Maybe.
Of like we didn't really talk all of COVID, and then
We
Austin.
literally dropped our conversations after once, like, our last day talking, I think, was when they announced that we were getting 2 weeks off.
I think we talked like a little bit, but not a lot.
Yeah, like, we didn't
Um,
FaceTime. We, like, texted on Snapchat.
yeah. And then yeah, I came back and I think Austin was like, "How are you?" And I'm like, "My parents are getting a divorce." And
And I
Austin was like,
remember, I didn't know if you wanted to bring
"Oh."
this up. I said, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that." And you went, "Yeah, because I didn't tell you."
Like I was such an like an a. Am I allowed to curse?
I don't
I'll bleep it
know.
out. I was such a for no reason.
It was, it was so. I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah." Well, I was like, "Hopefully everything's going good," and you were like, "It's not." I
Yeah,
was like,
like I like look back. He tells me these stories because you oddly have such a good memory.
It's like
And
I have. I don't know what it is. Is it like semi, whatever they call it,
what?
when you can like take pictures? What's it called?
You can
Lexi Gray
gaze.
has it in Grey's
You
Anatomy.
can gaze into the future. Is it? Okay,
Photographic, photograph,
Jesus.
photographic
Maybe you're
memory.
just Raven Simone. Maybe you're just freaking psychic.
You know, I remember that. But yeah, we also had some fun in history because oh well, what happened was I was in the other class and then I moved and we ended up sitting next to each other once and then we just kept talking because I was like, hey, remember we were like because we were like, yeah, we're in PE together. And then we just started talking during documentaries assignments
And then we would go out in the hallway to
the
work.
whole way to work.
And then we would just sit there and cackle the whole time.
We would do
I don't
BuzzFeed
remember
quizzes.
getting a single thing done in that class.
I remember one assignment I got like a 30 out of 100 on it. Because he told us to Google one of the answers because it wasn't in the textbook, but for some reason we Googled the wrong answer.
That's funny.
I remember he called me in and said, "Where did you get this?" And I said, "I don't know."
I
Um,
had no
but
clue.
shout out to that teacher because he put up with us. Now
I
he
love
is
him.
off on better, different endeavors.
Shout out to
Yeah, shout out.
I miss him. He was a great teacher. And now he's a life coach, which like 1000% makes sense.
He was basically a life coach for us in class.
For real. Yeah, that's real.
But yeah. So then fast forward past COVID, high school rolls around. We haven't talked in like 2 years maybe.
You have a better memory than I do. I have no freaking
Um,
clue.
but our bus came at the butt crack of dawn.
Mm.
I woke up at like
I
6
was
a.m.
gonna
No,
say.
I woke up at like 5:36.
I think before yours came before mine did, obviously, because
Oh yeah, it was like pitch black. Like I could have gotten hit by a car standing out for the
I
bus.
think I walked down what before the time change, like freshman year. I think it was like 6:45.
Yeah,
No, was it? Yeah,
I
maybe.
think so because I remember being on the bus. It was pitch black,
Yeah,
and he would have to turn on the lights for people to get on. But
I missed the bus.
I kind of miss it because it was like you got to just chill and you had nothing. You didn't have to drive.
Yeah,
Now we have to drive.
you drive.
I drive,
I don't drive,
and
guys.
I roll up, pick Emily up, and then we drive to school, and then
Because he's
we
my neighbor
rot in my
now.
car for 20 minutes before school starts,
Yeah,
and we watch TikToks.
we do. We share reels with each other, and we
Yeah,
just turn
we'll
to each
send it to
other.
each other. And what we do is we hold on. I'm gonna try to reenact it. We have the car seats. We pull up the lever and we lay all the way back, so people walk by and park next to
And our
us.
feet are just up on the
Our
dash.
feet are like mine are on the steering wheel. Maybe we should take a picture and I can post it to Instagram.
You should.
If you want to follow me on Instagram, actually, we can promo that later. I'll put it up on the screen. How
Yeah,
about
for
that?
real. Austin is, I'm plugging now. Austin is a wonderful future meteorologist. And he has an Instagram,
This time next year, I will be working on my degree.
austinj.moore. Is that your Instagram?
It's either Austin J. Moore or Austin J. Moore.
One of those is Austin's Instagram. And then we also have an Instagram for What Are We Doing Here?
We will plug that too. Hold on. Actually, I can pull it up on my phone. It is
Yeah.
literally What Are We Doing Here podcast. There are no
Yeah.
posts and nothing on the account because we made it yesterday.
Oh yeah, but we will post things. And also I will shameless self plug. I also have an account. I talk a little bit about politics and activism, in America.
She used to do
Um,
that back in seventh grade.
I did used to do that back in seventh grade, and I am getting back into it because this time next year I will be studying political science.
Yeah, no, so for
Um,
me, it's Austin J. Moore. I just looked it up.
and for me, it is M Payne underscore 3636. We'll put those on screen.
Yeah, go follow her. I will
Go follow
put
him.
I have a bunch of weather stuff on my page right now. I went public with my weather stuff kind of like the whole on my personal Instagram January, so a month ago.
Yeah.
Um because I wanted to do stuff because it was right when the wildfires were starting and I wanted to figure
Yeah.
out a way that I could help because we are in Maryland. So we
We were
can't just
having the
volunteer.
opposite issue. Yeah. It was
Yeah.
fucking freezing.
Oh yeah, no, when the wildfires hit, we had like maybe like 3, 4 inches of snow on the ground.
And like it was like 7 degrees
Oh,
outside.
it was like a
Yeah.
like unprecedented almost thing.
Hmm.
We literally didn't go to school for a week,
Yeah.
which I got sick of really fast. Emily was like, "I'm fine." I'm like, "I want to go back. I love our math class, so that's why.
Yeah.
I hate math, but I love our math
We have
class.
math together, and God bless our
This is the
teachers.
first core class that Emily and I have been put in together in high school. That's one of my
um,
stories on stories about Emily.
we'll continue those.
So first of all, in high school, once we started talking, we would hang out in the theater wing of our school.
And
Um,
it was just us. I remember that.
it was just us. It was just us. We
Yeah.
didn't have our group yet. Um, and Emily would make TikToks on my TikTok page because I was too self-conscious to make TikToks.
And I have
Um,
never cared a day in
so
my
we
life.
did that. Um, Also, Emily, like she said, she doesn't care. So I joked because I saw one of the TikToks about calling your teachers by their first names.
I
And
forgot about that.
we ended up hanging out in one of our math teachers' classrooms. She was an amazing math teacher.
Love
I
her.
made it sound like she died. She's not dead. She just works in the middle schools now. So I said, "You should call her when we walk into the room." And she said, okay. So then, Emily, you want to pick this up?
I walked in and I said, "Hi, good morning."
And
And
she
she
laughed.
laughed and she thought it was the funniest thing ever, and it is something that I continued
We
to
called
this
her that for the rest of the
to the
year.
day, to this day. I still like I'll still be like, "Hi." She's like, "Hey, Emily." Like it's just like it's like something because she thought it was just so funny. I mean, during class I would call her Miss,
Yeah.
but like during like our personal time because it got to the point where we would eat breakfast with her every morning.
We would go hang out in her room in the
Mhm.
mornings and during flex periods.
Yeah. So it got to the point where yeah, during that time I'd just be like, "Ayo, what?" Um, yeah, our
So
very
yeah,
funny.
I miss her.
I do too. She literally wrote one of my letters of recommendation.
This math class, our teacher right now is basically
He
like
was
the male version of
he was my actual teacher freshman year. I had him as my what you call it,
seminar teacher, right?
seminar. Yeah, I had her for seminar because I suck at math. And then I had my actual math teacher was the teacher we have now. Love him. He's a great teacher. I think he's the perfect balance between being funny and like actual human
And helpful, yeah.
and helpful.
Our sophomore year, neither of us had a good math class.
Oh my god, it sucked.
Your
I
teacher didn't have a classroom, he had a cart. I took a selfie with said cart.
My
Um,
sophomore year just all around wasn't good.
Sophomore year was a lot.
It was
Um,
unreal.
and it was like slow.
It was so slow.
It felt like 2 years. Season 2 of high school should have been canceled. Y'all, also, if you have a geometry class that is 2 hours long during your lunch period, I pray for you because that was me. And if your teacher walks around with a hammer and bangs it on kids' desks,
Oh
I pray
my
for you
god.
because that was me. I wasn't the teacher, I was the student. He didn't bang it on my desk, but
If your
um
teacher says that whenever you pull out a piece of technology, you should go home and hit it with a hammer and it'll make your life so much better, or if he complains when you don't uh, participate in class, and also when you do participate in class, then I pray for you because that was also me.
yeah, we had
Um,
two different teachers, but they were basically the same-ish person. Um
like such on opposite ends of the spectrum.
yeah.
One was too aggressive, one was just like not there. And it was like,
Well, yours was also like part-time too. Like he was only there in the mornings and then he would drive across the county.
yeah, I don't
Shout out to him. Um
safe to say he's just at the other school now. He's gone.
Remember also, this was sophomore year, health 2, because our county decided we need to give a second health class.
Literally so pointless.
It was the same thing. It was the same exact thing.
But I do thank God every day that we took it sophomore year because there's so many people now in our senior year who
And
are
it's
like,
so strict now
oh,
because he
take
has
it.
like an idea of what's to do.
And we were like one of the first classes, so he like was we were his guinea pigs. He would like test us, and so like a lot. I think things are like 10 times harder now because
He knows
they've
what he's
actually
doing.
like figured it out. But like by the time we took it, it was sophomore year. We were already doing a full schedule that like didn't freaking matter.
Yeah.
We were able to take it together,
Hmm.
and yeah, and they were still figuring things out.
I
So
hated that class, but we always did projects together. And one that I mentioned is when we were doing, there was per schools, we have to do emergency drills every so often to make sure that teachers and that staff
Mhm.
and students and everybody in the building know what they're doing.
Yeah,
Um, they said that we were doing a, what was it, no, it wasn't shelter in place. Was it
it was
high wind or tornado?
it was shelter in place.
Okay, it was shelter in place, but our teacher accidentally told us to do duck cover and hold. So we were
It
all
was
sitting under our desks.
So it was supposed to be the one where you go in the hallway, yeah, because of wind and tornadoes against like for our high school against like the lockers.
Yeah, like you
Um,
go and sit in the hallway.
so that way like everything like if it I don't know if it's shelter in place. I don't think shelter in place is the ones where you just sit still, but it's one of those.
Yeah,
Um,
it's one of the drills. We have a lot.
um like in case like the windows break and stuff. And so we're sitting under the desk. We have a wonderful point five of me, and yeah, we were sitting under our desks and we hear people talking in the hallway, and our teacher's like, "What? Why are they talking in the hallway?" And this is like We've been sitting under a desk for like what, 5 minutes now?
Yeah, like 5, 10 minutes.
For like a good part of the drill, and then we're like, he's like, oh wait, like he looks out in the hallway and there's like people outside. And
He
he's
goes,
like,
"This is
oh
the wrong
wait,
drill, guys."
we're not doing the right drill. And then like we're like, oh, and we all get up and then they're like, okay, drill over, and we're like, okay, well, what the freak?
Yeah, that was still one of my favorite things
Yeah,
about that class because there was a lot that I did not like about health too.
it was interesting.
Yeah, and so that was a semester class, and this next one actually goes into what happened second semester of that year, which was my one of my favorite classes I've ever taken in high school, sociology. And it
Miss.
was our teacher that made it the best part. She was amazing, and I have a feeling we're going to end up telling her that we are doing a podcast
Oh,
now.
for sure. So shout out
So,
if you're watching
shout
this.
out.
We
Um,
love you.
so we showed up to this class. I was like, I don't really know what to expect.
We
Because
just knew that we had it together and we were happy
if
about
I'm being for real, I took the class because I heard that my element or not elementary. Oh my god, um, my freshman social studies teacher was teaching it because that's who taught it second semester. But
it.
I
Who?
was like, okay, I know him.
Oh. Why was I blanking? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, um, and then I saw on the schedule that it was her, and I was like, okay, I've never had her. And then I was like, is she gonna be
I
mean?
didn't really know she existed.
I had passed her room, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I knew that she was a teacher, but I didn't know
I heard
she
her
taught.
name, but like I didn't really hear anything actually like about her. I
No,
knew
I
she
like
taught the upper hand classes, like GT classes.
she taught the smart classes, and guess who was not in those?
Yeah, we
Hi,
weren't
you're listening
there.
to both of them. Um,
Weren't we her first Soch class?
I don't know if we were her first. We might have to ask her. We can ask her Monday.
Yeah, I don't know.
Um, yeah, so we were there, and I was like, I don't know what this class is gonna be like. I'm kind of scared. And then she was like, all right, guys, we're gonna watch A Bug's Life.
That was
And then
later in the year though.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like I mean, then she just started telling us about like the class and she was like, "So, we're going to talk about this and then we're going to watch like Mean Girls at some point."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, okay." Um
Sociology, by the way, anyone listening, I 10 out of 10 recommend a sociology class. Sociology, I mean, at least for me, I thought it was so interesting because it's
mhm.
a social science. It's very conversation based and it's very opinion based. Like, yes, there are theories by certain
So
scientists.
you don't really have to know anything.
Yeah, but like also like at the same time, like I'm trying to think of like it talks about like smoking in public, like and
Yeah.
how like you like we would watch like what would you do and like things like that and
What
talk
would you do
about those
Wednesdays?
situations and like why those things happen, like why society reacts that way. It may just
Mhm.
be me, but it was like such an interesting class to like just sit and talk and like
We
listen to
literally
other
one of our
people.
assignments was to read children's books.
Yeah, and like talk about how we like socially train in a way like kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then we watched an amazing show that was a little before our time, I think, called Freaks and Geeks.
Uh, yes.
And there was one person that we really resonated with. It was the guidance counselor, Jeff Rosso. I don't know what his real name is.
Dave Allen? No.
Let me Google him. Hold on.
Yeah, I feel like I just named a random celebrity and I might get canceled. Who's
Uh,
Dave Allen? It is not Dave Allen. I don't know where I got that from. Please hold.
I feel like that's close, though. I can't type. Hold on.
Dave Allen is an Irish comedian and
That's him. Yeah.
satirist. No, it is not. Are you kidding me? That is not him.
Oh, well, I Googled him and it says Dave Allen, and this is what I got.
Oh, so maybe.
Maybe there's multiple Dave Allens. It's kind of a basic name, so maybe.
Oh, okay,
Anyway,
so I was right. Okay,
yeah,
I
you
love
were.
Dave Allen.
Um, so we really were like, this guy, because I remember he said one time, like, what was the thing? He was like, right now, I'm not Mr. Rosso. Call me Jeff. And we were all like, he's kind of creepy.
He's so creepy. Like for
Um,
no reason.
Google some of his quotes. You'll understand more of
Uh,
his freakiness. But So then I brought up this random idea. I said, what if we
Was it
like
me or was it you?
I feel like it was me, but maybe it wasn't. I don't know. There was an idea that came up between us
Yeah.
that was
It was collaborative.
I think I think
We
it was probably like one of us said we should do something with Jeff, and then one of us brought up the idea, and then it just started
I think you said it, and then I was like, Austin said something along the lines of like we should put pictures of him like around or like do something with Jeff.
in her room.
And I said that we should print them out and just gradually put them around her room until she notices.
Yeah.
And then
And
I was
then
like,
we realized that he was Irish. So then we were also like, it was second semester. So we were like, St. Patrick's Day's coming up. So we go to another teacher in the department that we both had and said, hey, can you let us in early? Can you let us in early? She's no longer at the school because she is spending time with her child.
I miss
Hopefully
her.
she's doing well. She was the mother of that department. She kept
Shout
them
out
in
to
line.
Devin.
She kept the department in line. So hopefully, I don't have any classes in that department, so
Yeah.
I don't know how what kind of chaos ensues now.
I
Um,
mean, still there.
yeah,
He'll ensure chaos is
and
yeah, they'll ensure chaos.
um, but I remember we went to her and said, "Can you help us with?" Emily went to her because it was
Yeah.
later in the day. Because we like finally came up with this idea at lunch. Emily had her in the afternoon and asked, and she was like, "Okay." So she
Yeah.
was like, "Get
She
here
was
at
like,
6."
I remember I asked her, I was like, can you let me into the school? Like, would you be down to let me and Austin into school early and like prank? And I remember like she asked what it was to make sure obviously like it didn't like damage school
Get her
property.
fired.
But once I like explained it to her, she was like, "Oh my god, absolutely." She's like, "That's hilarious."
So she basically said, "Meet us at
Absolutely.
6. Meet me at 6 in the cafeteria."
We went before anyone was in school, snuck
It
into the
was
room,
pitch black. I had to wake up at like 5 a.m.
and she sat there, which is so weird because she was like 8 months pregnant at the time.
Oh yeah, she was 8 months pregnant, and she had to literally. She was like, "I need to sit down."
Yeah, she just sat there, and I had my mom take the pictures to her school and laminate them.
Laminate them.
And then we had these little green I put punch holes in it, and then I put like green pipe cleaners around it, and we were
Yeah.
hanging them around her room.
This was 2 years ago, and they are still hanging up. We passed her room. They are still there.
Well, and then we repeated it our junior year. We stepped up the game a little bit now that I had a salary um
Yeah.
from my babysitting job. And we went to Dollar Tree. We made her a Jesus candle with his face on it. Wait, did we do? Oh, we also did. We also Austin also printed out a picture of like him saying Happy St. Patrick's Day with like a rainbow in between his hands, and
Because
she
he always like sat like with his hands out.
yes, and so she has that. We have a picture of all three of us together,
She
holding that.
has. We should give her like a framed picture of all of us together. I just thought of
We
that.
should. Um,
But
and then we
yeah,
also like made like I think like we went to Dollar Tree and like got like a bunch of like St. Patrick's Day stuff, and then like DIY'd it. I like put like something of like "Kiss Me, I'm Irish." It was like a glitter sign, and I just put his face
I
on it.
remember that.
Yeah, she loved it all.
We hung it.
Um,
We hung one on the blinds of the door because, just context. I don't know if this might be common sense, but all schools now have to have blinds on the door windows for lockdown drills and anything of that nature. But we tied one to that, but there was a lockdown drill a couple weeks later, and she couldn't close it because of the Jeff picture. So she was like, "Hey guys," or no,
I
we didn't. We saw that it was gone. We were like, "What happened to it?" And she was like, "I couldn't close it during the drill."
just so funny. Um, yeah, he hung around the room. He still hangs around the room for eternity, and yeah. Oh, also, oh, that's what I was gonna say. I was thinking what I was gonna say. Um, Last year also St. Patrick's Day we didn't have school, and so
Yeah,
we let it pass, and then did it the week after. So she was surprised. It was so fun.
yeah. No, we got to figure out how we're gonna do it this year because, like I said, our our
She may be
inside.
watching.
What?
She may be watching.
Then maybe we aren't doing it this year.
Switch it up on her.
But in our but our
Hmm.
our inside what is it called?
Source.
Inside source is not working at the
I have
school
a
anymore.
couple other sources inside,
We have a
and
few others.
yeah, yeah.
We even talked about going to administration.
There's a few people.
We have some
Um,
assistant principals that are chill. So
yeah.
we could do that. But yeah, those are all of my Emily stories.
Those are
And it
all of
took up
them.
31 minutes of the podcast already.
Those are all your Emily stories.
I just made a few of them. There's
What
a
was the
lot
math
more.
one?
Oh, the math class. I just was going to mention how we were not sat next to each other. We were sat across the room, and Emily asked one day if she could just sit next to me for the day and
Yeah.
never moved her seat.
Well, yeah. Obviously,
And now we still sit next to each other in math. And
everyone
we
hates us.
are the. There's like 10 people in our math class, and we're the only ones that keep that place lively, I think.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right.
Switching gears on to a different thing
Yeah,
completely.
so we are going to do
Emily was house hunting yesterday.
we are going to do Emily's Zillow finds. So I'll put these on the screen for y'all. Or Austin will. But if you would like to click on the first link, Austin James.
Okay, I can see the title of it and I'm scared. I'm
So
gonna read this
this
title, or do you want to read it? You read the title.
you can read it.
Okay, so here's what I see. Former missile silo for sale in Kansas. And it looks terrifying.
So
749,000.
I didn't even see the price. I didn't even look at the prices. But this is like it gets nicer towards the end, but like it's literally like a bunker. Um
There's
I
like tunnels.
did you see the wet parts?
Yeah. There's like puddles on the
Yeah.
floor. I see, what's it called? Oh, that's not a tunnel. Hold on, that goes down. It's like a tunnel that's like vertical. Wait, that's terrifying.
Long
I think it
hallway
has
is a
potential. Okay. Wait, so they renovated parts of it, it looks like. Because there's a bedroom. Um,
I
it
think that's
says
just
a lot of
undergrowth.
windows. Isn't it under the ground?
I don't know. But there's like a table falling over. It's wet. There's wires everywhere. I don't know.
Are all of these on this website so we can plug the website?
Yes, all of these are from Zillow Gone Wild. If you just search up weird Zillow listings, it'll come up. I absolutely
I
love this
saw an
website.
account on TikTok where this guy like reviews them.
There's a lot of accounts. I
I
actually
forget
got
what it
this
was called. I saw
idea.
it on like the news the other day. Now I'm gonna pull it up because we were gonna plug him too, just because that would be fun.
I originally got the idea from Brittany Broski, which if you don't know who that
I've
is,
seen his
what
name is
rock?
Hello, my name's
You're
John on
interrupting me.
Instagram.
You're interrupting me. I got the idea initially from Brittany Broski, which if you don't know who that is, you're living under a rock. But I got that idea from her, and then yeah, I just looked it up. And sorry, what was the person's name?
Hello, my name's John on Instagram.
If you guys don't know my sense of humor, that was sarcasm. I promise I'm not
Yes.
that mean. People are gonna be like, God, what's wrong with her?
We're gonna be in an article, boring podcast with mean host.
All right. And then the next one.
It's in Boca Raton.
Hold on, let me see which one this one is.
Oh,
Oh, this was the interesting one. So it's
cool.
like it's this giant mansion, but it's like decorated interestingly.
It's $25 million with a blue roof and a pool shaped like a fish.
The pool shaped like a fish? I didn't notice that. Oh, dude, that's cool.
Did you not see that part?
Mm-mm.
Oh my god, the foyer.
The foyer.
It's a dragon room.
Did you get to like the table in the kitchen?
Ew.
It's
Wait.
giving Viking. It's very much
I
giving.
love all the wine bottles, like the colored wine bottles in the window.
Yeah.
Is that a
It's just
seance table?
I I love it. It's just like so much going on.
The dragon table with the
It looks like a boat.
But yeah. Oh, the game room. Oh, there is a ritual room.
Where?
Under where it says the game, under the game room, it says no home is complete without a ritual room. Above the very crazy frog printed bathroom. The ritual room just looks like a crazy hospital waiting room.
It just looks like a living room.
Yeah. That apparently is also a ritual room. Ooh, these bedrooms. I feel like if I woke up in some of these bedrooms, I would be scared.
I'd feel like I was in a fever dream.
Like, you know how, like, sometimes, like, when you sleep somewhere for the first time, you wake up and you don't realize where you are?
So,
That would be me.
yeah,
But not in a good way. I would be like, why is there a peacock on my ceiling?
for sure.
What is this? Does this have a cat tree in it? Oh, it's a tree staircase. Wait,
Not the cat tree.
this kid's room has a slide in it.
I would love that.
Oh, no, same. All the ceilings are hand painted, though? Ew,
Ooh.
what is that? There is a statue of a man sitting by the pool. I would be so terrified if I didn't know that was there.
And then the third one I just put the address. I didn't put the link, so we'll just skip that.
Okay.
It was just a really gross house, I think. Actually, no, it was. I'll save it for next podcast, actually.
Okay.
And then the last one is my dream house.
Oh, is this the one that I accidentally opened up
Yes,
to yesterday?
Austin kept spoiling them.
Because she
This
told me go to the third link, and that was the third link.
this is a medieval castle. And Austin, you should buy it for me. It is so beautifully made. It looks very accurate. It has a freaking drawbridge. Hello.
That's so cool.
She
I'm
doesn't
looking
have a
inside
sauna
now,
on
like
the
the main
inside.
entrance is really cool.
Oh
Formal
my
living
god.
and dining room.
And then the inside is a little like has a little touch of modern, but oh, hello, it has a giant garage. I like this house during Halloween if I had it. Oh boy.
Imagine it during Christmas, too.
I would decorate it to scare the crap out of children.
The
It's
downstairs basement looks a little creepy, but I mean, oh, there's like a mirror room. Yeah, that garage is huge. So yeah, Zillow finds courtesy of
or my Zillow
Emily.
finds. I may keep that segment, I may not. Just depends on what my brain juices
We
feel
can
like
flip it around. Some days
doing.
we'll bring it back, some days we won't.
Yeah. And then for the main event.
The main event.
Some might know this as Am I the No-No word? We are going to call it
Emily and I have decided we're going to change the adjective,
to Am I the Nincompoop?
and that might change on a weekly basis.
Austin wants to change on a weekly basis. So we are gonna do Am I the Nincompoop? So these are gonna be really long conversations. Obviously, I have a couple. And we kind of like giving advice in like hypothetical situations. So like we might do some like what would you do situations and stuff like that. Kind of like
You
sociology.
heard about us and our craziness, so let's talk about people on the internet's craziness.
Okay. Am I the nincompoop for telling someone to stop making their insecurities my problem? I
Can you give
haven't
some
read
details?
any of these.
Oh, you haven't read them?
Yeah, so we might have to block some out.
Okay,
But
okay.
that's why I sent a lot. Okay. Some background. I, 29 female, used to know Tom, 30-year-old male, years ago. Tom. We were acquaintances as teenagers and though we briefly dated at 16, it wasn't serious and we stayed on neutral terms whenever we ran into each other. A few years later, we were in our early 20s. I bumped into him at a nightclub and he introduced me to his then girlfriend, Alex. From the moment we met, Alex was noticeably cold towards me. She barely spoke, made passive aggressive comments about my appearance, and created an uncomfortable tension. Sensing the awkwardness, I made my exit. Tom later messaged me to apologize for how she acted, but I brushed it off. I didn't think much of it, as we weren't close anyway. Since then, I've occasionally run into them at different social events, and Alex's attitude toward me has never changed. She has made Snide remarks in passing, whispered about me to others while I was nearby, and has generally gone out of her way to be hostile any time we're in the same space. I've always ignored it because, as far as I was concerned, whatever problem she has with me wasn't my issue. Now to last weekend. I was out with some friends when I saw Alex and Tom at the same venue.
Wait, pause. Are Alex and Tom together? What's the relationship? I already forgot.
Dating.
Alex and Tom are dating, and who's the person that's typing?
Just female.
Oh, just like a friend, I
It's
guess.
from her perspective, yeah.
Okay.
They dated, remember they did in high school, didn't,
Okay, okay. Yeah, I forgot about that.
where was I? Tom came over to say hello and make small talk, and almost immediately Alex stormed over. Without even greeting me, she shoved her ring in my face and made a pointed comment about how I definitely couldn't have him now. I laughed and told her I never wanted him in the first place, but I was happy for them.
That's humbling.
Yeah. That only made things worse. She started raising her voice, accusing me of trying to get attention for years, making assumptions about me, and throwing out personal insults. When she finally finished, I asked if she was done and told her that I had never done any of these things she was accusing me of. I also made it clear that I didn't care about her or Tom, and most importantly, that she needed to stop making her personal insecurities my problem. She looked like she was about to respond, so I added that she also needed to stop being jealous of me. There was no reason for it. At that point, she excused herself and left the room with Tom following after her. Before he left, he told me I didn't need to say all that. My friends thought my response was blunt but justified, while some mutuals later told me I was too harsh and should have been more understanding because she's obviously insecure. Now I'm wondering, was I too harsh?
Alex just seems mean.
Yeah.
No,
I
I
mean,
don't
like,
think so.
I understand where Alex is coming from, of, you know, like her boyfriend hanging around like an ex,
Yeah,
but like,
I can see that it would be an awkward situation. I've watched enough reality TV and Grey's Anatomy to
yeah.
know. Um,
The relationship obviously isn't like that though.
yeah.
And like if she's feeling insecure, that's not the female's problem in that situation, that's her boyfriend's problem
Hmm.
to for her to talk to about that.
Yeah. I think that a conversation can go a long way and nobody can communicate. Say it together. Communication. Um,
For real.
I think we could host like our own version of like the Maury Show or Jerry Springer. Um, but
Who is the daddy?
we would be too unserious. Unserious, is that a word? I
Sure.
think so.
Yes.
It is a word now. It's in my dictionary. Um, I think that what about Alex and Tom have a little chit chat? Alex just be like, "Hey, I don't feel comfortable with you being so close." And then what if they're just friends?
Yeah. I don't
Okay, I don't think shoving her ring in the poster's face was.
I understand like the problem or like the issue here. It was something that she should have taken up with her boyfriend and not the female. And the female absolutely had the right to be like, shut up and stop.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that she was.
Because it's not her problem. It's not her relationship.
That's
As far as she's
as our seventh grade
concerned,
math teacher would say, that's a YP, not an MP.
yeah, it's not her problem. She's as far as she's concerned, she's friends with Tom, and yes, I guess she could have stepped away, but then that's also Tom's concern because it's his relationship.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think they're just doing too much. I think Alex is doing too much.
yeah, not the nincompoop.
Yeah, no.
Ready for the next one?
Yeah, let's go.
Am I the nincompoop for a text I sent to the group chat while I was in labor? I'm really curious of what this is. It says, "Let's jump into this."
Let's do it then. Let's jump right in.
29 female, gave birth to my third baby in November. The women in my husband's family, his two sisters, our sister-in-law, and his mom, and I have a group chat whereas we send pictures of our kids, tell funny stories about our day, and in this case send updates about possible labor. On this
Sounds pretty
particular
normal so far.
yeah, on this particular day in November at 37 weeks plus 5 days gestation, I reached out to inform that this just might be the day my newest baby decides to make his grand entrance. I had been having strong contractions since 5:50 that morning. Everyone except her sister-in-law responded with excitement and praying hands emojis. Well, according to the nurses at the hospital, I wasn't dilated enough to be admitted, despite strong and frequent contractions. This was at noon. Assured it was most likely going to happen that day, judging from past experiences, but I would go home to labor in comfort. This is where I might be the a-hole. My sister-in-law, who also gave birth to her third baby a couple months ago via C-section, I am not judging nor think of her as less than, just context is key. Decided to
Oh, well.
text how glad she was that I wasn't in real labor and that it's better that I wait to have the baby another couple of weeks. She then sent a bunch of screenshots and links to articles about false labor and Braxton Hicks. As this is in all caps, as if I had never given birth before or experienced pregnancy before.
I hate, and I know that this isn't obviously not a situation that I would deal with, but um, I hate when people try to give medical advice
Yeah.
and they act like they're like the world's best expert, and I'm like, where's your
Yeah,
MD?
for sure. Yeah. Um I replied mid contraction, not to be bitty. What the freak does that mean?
I think that maybe it's censoring for a
Oh, you're
another word.
I not
Look at this PG poster.
to be bitty, but this ain't my
Redditor.
first rodeo, and I know how to Google things as well. And yes, I have been checked,
Clocked her on
and,
that.
and they will check again before deciding if I should go home or not. Well, I did go home, only to go back to the hospital a couple of hours later and had my baby at 10:15 that night. Sister-in-law does not reply to me in text and has since unfriended me on Facebook.
Not the Facebook. That's how you know it's serious. Not just blocking
Not
Facebook.
that I really care about that in parentheses. I just wanted to know it I just wanted to know if I was the a-hole for what I said. And in hindsight, perhaps I shouldn't have been texting to the group chat while I was in labor. Okay.
I think she's in the clear.
Yeah. I mean, like, I understand where she's coming from. It definitely could have been said nicer, but also at the same time, she's about to give birth to a child.
Well, also,
And going
I
through
just think
pain.
about this. Like, if you're in like extreme pain, sometimes you're just more angry.
And I feel like it's understandable, especially from family, if like you were just like, I'm sorry I was in pain. I just felt like that was a little bit of a stab in the back. Or like even if like her sister-in-law could just be like, okay, she's giving birth.
Well, what about just wait until after she's given birth
She's
to?
in pain.
Yeah.
I am not gonna take this personally. But like being like unfriending her on Facebook and being like, now is a bit much, especially because she's family.
Yeah.
That's a little crazy.
Yeah. I don't think that
Over dramatic.
yeah, I don't think that there's anything wrong with this situation. I mean, she's about to give birth and people are like explaining to her things that she's done before or dealt with
Yeah.
before. So like she's more of an expert on it than just reading an article.
Yeah. It just like it felt like a very like judgy thing to be like, "Well, I'm glad they turned you away and that you're still in pain. And here's some things to read even though you've already given birth before."
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's not like she just gave birth once before. Like didn't she like she have multiple kids?
I think
She
this
has
was
multiple
her
kids.
third.
Oh. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's not her first rodeo like she said.
Not the nincompoop.
Mm-mm. Look at us. We're solving life issues one
Advice
podcast at a time.
column. Guys, we can be therapists. Come to us with your issues.
Oh.
Don't
Um
don't know about that one.
so yeah. We've been at this for 55 minutes now.
We did an hour.
It didn't feel like an hour.
It didn't. It flowed very nicely. Look at us go.
I hope you
Yeah.
liked it. Hopefully you're not sick of us already.
Yeah, if you
Just remember we have people that have been friends with us for years and
and
they
deal with
deal
the
with
two
this.
of us in the same room.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sometimes the same vehicle.
Oof. Um, for the 10 people watching, I hope it reaches more people. But
Let's hope.
yeah,
We're gonna be on the Tic Tac as well.
I'm gonna speak it into existence for the thousands watching. Let us know what you would like to see. I think we're gonna change it up a little bit until we get a feel. This is just us talking and chilling.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we haven't really decided on if we're gonna bring a theme to each episode.
I don't think so.
I'll try to bring some stuff that is current to the world.
Right. This is
We
gonna be
are recording. Sorry, I keep cutting you off. I'm really not
yeah,
good at this. Um,
you
but
do.
we are recording a week prior, so
Yes.
you're gonna get this on Wednesday because it's What Are We Doing Here Wednesday.
Hmm.
We're recording February 7th, so the previous Friday.
So just keep in mind, whatever we talk about, one, there's a reason it's called What Are We Doing Here? It's because we don't know. And we're
Oh
just going
God,
to
no.
talk about what feels right for us. And two, whatever we do talk about is about current moment. If
Yeah.
we're talking about news or like things going on in the world, it's what's going on that day and our opinions about it that day.
Yeah, and next week, the after party episode comes out.
We will be
So,
posting an official episode every other week, and in between, we'll be posting an after party.
so you'll get to hear about, I think this after party, we're going to talk about TV shows that we've been binging,
Mhm.
watching, spending a lot of our precious time with.
Precious time.
So join us
Um,
next Wednesday
yeah.
because we'll talk about that.
And we'll figure out what we are doing here, and I promise you I will have better lighting. Thank you for joining us. I'm
Yeah,
Emily.
thanks for joining us. If you're on YouTube, if you're on all the podcast places, I don't know where we're actually going to be. We'll post clips to our TikToks, Instagrams.
Yeah, we're figuring it out. Austin made me look like an idiot earlier because I said my name and he didn't say his. So
Did I
thank you so
not?
much for watching.
Wait, did I actually not say my name?
No, I'm saying just now. Not in the beginning, just now.
Oh,
Thank you so much for watching. This was What Are We Doing Here? I'm Emily.
and I'm Austin.
Please join us next time. Or don't.
Well, yeah, free will. Hey, we've got the what's it called coming up next week, our after party, and then we'll be back for another hour of
Chaos.
whatever we decide.
Chaos.
All then. All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.